Hello YouTube, this is Dark Flame Squirrel. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to route Shreddage in Reaper. I'm going to be using Shreddage 2 Ibanez in this example, but this will work with any Shreddage 2 or even Shreddage Classic really. The process is pretty simple. So basically what you're going to want to go ahead and do is open up a new track and open Kontakt. Okay, we have empty Kontakt here. Let's go ahead into the folder that we have stored our instrument here. In this case, it'll be Shreddage 2 Ibanez. I keep my stuff organized here, so that way I know where everything's at. And we're going to want to go ahead into Instruments to load Shreddage 2 and Kontakt. And so here we see Shreddage 2. Here's one instance of Shreddage 2. What we're going to want to go ahead and do is we're going to want to open up two instances. Not just one. Mouse is having issues here. Sorry. Okay, so on the second instance, we're going to want to go ahead and hit the guitar icon with the 2 on it. And what this does is it essentially emulates an environment where a guitarist is playing two separate passages instead of one. And you want this because you want one take on one side and one take on the other side. And then once you have that situated, you're going to want to go ahead into this icon right here. Go to Outputs. And here we have an output. And for aux sends, we can go ahead and just ignore these aux sends. We don't need to really worry about that. Go to Batch Functions, clear output selection, and create one individual channel for each loaded instrument. This will save a lot of headache for you. And what this does is this routes the first instance to one output and the second instance to a different output. And you want this because you don't want both of these generated signals to be in one signal. You want them to be separate so that way you can go ahead and process them separately. So now that we have that done, we're going to want to go ahead and go to where it says Kontakt 5, right click, and you're going to go ahead into build multi-channel routing for output of selected effects. This will bring up a window. It says, do you want to add the following tracks for this effect? And yes you do. So you exit that, and you're going to notice how there is all these tracks here. What are these? Well, basically what these are is, this is, just to remember, this top track is going to be your Kontakt. And what these four are the outputs that you'd find in Kontakt. The third and the fourth output, those don't show up in Reaper. But you don't have to worry about that. Okay, these two you don't need. Get out of here. Okay, and if you want better organization, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is insert a new track. And then put these together. So basically the setup is this will be Kontakt. And these two will be Shreddage, the Shreddage 2 guitar takes. This one will be the left, and this one will be the right. You're going to want to go ahead and pan these all the way. How far you want to pan them, that's more of a creative decision that you want to do with your productions. That's not me to tell you how to pan them. But just for the sake of this tutorial, you're going to be panning them hard left and hard right. So now, here's a riff that I just threw in for the sake of this tutorial. And you're going to want to throw it in here. Why? Because this is where Kontakt is. And you want to feed the MIDI to Kontakt. You don't want to feed it to these outputs, otherwise you're not going to get any sound. So when you feed it to Kontakt, have you noticed that? You're only getting sound for the left side. And why is that? because MIDI has channels. And there are 16 channels in MIDI. That's just how MIDI functions. And so these are all set to 1. Now, let's just go ahead and get rid of the viewing of outputs there. So if you take a look in here in Kontakt, you notice right here, this is where it'll tell you what MIDI channels an instrument accepts. And right now it's set to where both of the instruments are accepting 2 different channels. And you don't want that. You are going to want to go ahead and make sure that they accept the same exact channel. And you just go ahead into port A from host 1. So that way they both accept MIDI channel 1. And now that they both accept MIDI channel 1, you should be good to go there. Of course, it's not distorted yet, so let me go ahead and insert. And there you have it. Of course, if you notice, it's not completely perfect. There was some issues where some of the notes would play in the middle, and I'll be explaining that in a later video because there's some complicated things going on there. But that's basically the gist of it. I mean, let's go a little lower. And there you go. That is how you route Shreddage and Reaper. Thank you for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, I forgot to teach you how to save this as a preset. So basically just ignore all this crap here that it's different because this is another recorded video. You're going to want to go ahead here. And the menu, it looks a little different from default Reaper. Don't worry about that. Just bear with me here. You're going to want to go to Save Tracks as Track Template. And just and then let's just get rid of all this. Okay, you got to insert track for template, and it'll be back.